About 10 months ago, I got invited to a party by a friend, and I really didn't want to go because my mom was telling me that I shouldn't go and I should rather stay at home because I was outside on a party all of the previous days. And I really didn't want to go, but my friends luckily convinced me. So one time I didn't say no, and I actually went to the party. I wasn't really feeling it, you know. I didn't want to spend time with people that are like drinking, and I knew I'm going to get influenced by them, and I didn't want that. And I ended up driving there, and I started to drink, I started to smoke. And then I was sitting there, you know, we were like having like a good time, talking about girls and life and money and kickboxing, and I had a quite good time. And after some while, they told me that 2 girls were about to come. I was like, okay, cool, like 2 girls are coming, right? I'm single, you know, maybe I can, you know, do something nice and talk to them. And I see the 2 girls arriving, and that one girl, I just can't keep my eyes off her. Like I'm just like staring at her. And we end up talking. I find out that she likes the same music as me. We connect on like a good basis, right? And all of the other guys go and play basketball. And I didn't really want to play basketball, and she didn't want to play basketball as well. So we sat down on like a tennis, tennis playground. It was not really like a bench or something. It was like a concrete tennis play field. And we sat down and we started talking about life, and we really connected on like a deep level. And she told me that she's single, you know, she told me a bit about her family and what she does. She's really good at like drawing, and I was really inspired by that. And she ended up becoming my girlfriend. And I've been together with her for 10 months, and I couldn't imagine a better girl to be with. She is super feminine, she's beautiful, she's tall, she's slim, she's good looking. She has a lot of good morals, and I realized that she has very good morals the first time I met her. Because she was telling me that my goals are number 1 and that she shouldn't be my priority. I was like, damn, okay, she understands the male and female dynamic, right? Because I want to chase my goals, I want to become an entrepreneur, I want to make money, I want to have a secure future for my family, and I want to take care of everyone, and I want to make the world a better place. And she understood that and respected that. And one day later we met again, and we just talked for like 3-4 hours straight. We were just walking around, talking about life. We found out that we have a lot of things in common, like we love the same animals. We match really good. Like I'm a bit different to her, and she's a bit different than me, but that's amazing because we match. Like I'm a bit, you know, funny and kind of extroverted and always overthinking, and she's like the opposite. She's like introverted, she's quite shy, you know, but very cute on like a very cute level. And the moral of the story is that we are so young, and that we have to take risks. And I want you to think about a concept which is called asymmetric returns. Because every single time, right, you're young, you don't have much going on, you don't have anything to lose really, and whenever you make a decision, like you have a big decision in life, you have asymmetric returns. And I could have said no that day. I almost didn't go to that party because I didn't want to. And I ended up meeting my girlfriend there. And that day changed my life forever. It changed the trajectory of my life forever. Which is crazy, because I almost said no. So every single time you make a decision, I just want you to factor in how many good things could happen and how many bad stuff could happen, right? I go to the girl, I ask her out, she could say no, she could reject me. I feel a bit of pain, right? I'm like my ego gets damaged, my self-worth gets damaged, my identity gets damaged, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not that good looking as a thing, or maybe I'm not that good at talking to girls as a thing, or maybe, you know, I have to improve myself more to get girls. That would be the downside. I would maybe feel bad for a couple of days, and then I would get over it, right? Like imagine she would have rejected me. And she didn't. So the risk that I had was very low. Like 3-4 days of pain, 3-4 days of worrying, 3-4 days of like feeling quite bad. And then my life would have just continued. But on the other side, the positive effects of taking that risk are huge. Future girlfriend, finding love, having a family together in the future, you know, sleeping with her for the first time, cuddling, kissing, you know, all that amazing stuff that you desire. And you have a lot of these big decisions in early life, especially when you're 18 years old or like 15, 17, right? Like going to your new school or asking out that girl. Like cold approaching is a very good example always, right? Like I told you, the risk is just you get rejected, right? You feel bad for a couple of days, it is what it is. But on the other side, you could go on your first date. You could sleep with your first girl. You could end up like marrying and having kids in 10 years. The same thing with starting a business. I'm starting my YouTube channel. I'm just jumping into the like ocean, right? Without looking, without any worries, because I know that the risk is quite low. Like, what's the worst that could happen by me starting a business and recording YouTube videos? A couple of friends or family members find my videos, they tell me that it's cringe, or they tell me that it's not worth it, or they tell me that I can't, succeed at this. But on the other hand, the huge amount of potential that I get by being an entrepreneur at 18 years old and learning all of the skills, marketing, sales, writing, speaking in front of the camera, improving myself and improving my business, giving advice to other people, and making the world a better place, helping you out, is huge. In 10 years' time, if I continue to do this, I could make more money than my parents are doing right now. And the risk of that is so little at the start. The risk right now is just a rejection. Some negative opinions, right? And I'm a person that is very anxious and overthinking, so I understand that you are very scared of taking big risks, right? Before I make a decision, I always overthink it. But there are times in your life where you just have to say, like, okay, fuck it, what's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that could happen, and what is the best that could happen? And I believe that if you go through life with this mindset, you will be a much happier person. And you know the saying that the pain of regret is worse than the pain of discipline, or the pain of, getting rejected. Like, imagine you don't take that risk. Imagine you don't speak to that girl. And you're losing out on the best relationship that you could have. You're losing out on a bunch of love and a bunch of nice experiences. A bunch of social connections. Just because you were scared. Just because you were, scared about the opinion of another human being that doesn't matter in the end. And to be honest, we're all going to die one day. And you are so young. You have this precious gift. You don't have any big responsibilities right now. You can't take risks in 30 years anymore. In 30 years, I am 48. I have a house, I have a car, I have kids. I'm in my career. Everything is already, stable. Now I can't take a risk. Now I can't just, I have things that I have to take care of. I have to pay for my car, I have to pay for my house, I have to pay for my kids, for my girlfriend, or for my wife then. I can't drop out of my career now. But as a kid, as I am right now, I don't have any responsibilities. I don't have kids, I don't have a house, I don't have a car, I have nothing. I can jump into the blue ocean and create my life worth living. Create a life that I want to live. So the message of this video is that you have to take some risks. And I know you've heard this before. But before you make a decision, or before you have any big decision, just ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? What is the risk of going bad? Or what is the huge amount of things that could go good? Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button right now, and if you want to know more about me, click on the first link in the description right now, and remember to take action and become he who can.